Hey there, everybody. I'm Brad, the Green Knight of the Co-op Knights, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Subnautica. I got a little bit of catching up to do with you guys, because a bit has happened since my last episode. You see, last time we left off, I did a little exploring around the Grand Reef. The Grand Reef? No, not the Grand Reef. The Mushroom Forest, the northern one, with the really giant mushroom tree. And I was going to build my base there, but I noticed a lot of things about the area just weren't conducive to a long-term early base like I had in mind. For example, the resources are kind of scarce. It takes a while to get to other biomes from there. It just wasn't working out. It was also somewhat aesthetically boring, in my opinion. For something that we'd see very often. So I decided to relocate our base a little closer to the escape pod, which you can see about 200 meters that way. I decided to place it at the sort of edge. Why did you bump into my sea moth, you? And now he's running. He got scared. I'm going to surface real quick. So I relocated back to the safe shallows area, and decided to place our permanent home on this planet anyway, kind of at the edge of it and the grassy plains to its east, sort of within reach of the Aurora. And I also spent a lot of time sort of off camera actually building the base, because the whole process of gathering the resources and actually putting them to use in creating the base, not a whole lot eventful went on during that process. I still recorded it, so I still have the footage of building at least the main structure of the base. So if you guys want, let me know in the comments.
Intake recommended.
Okay, I guess I'm hungry. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll still give that footage to Sierra to make a sort of, bonus feature pair of episodes about me building the base. But really, there wasn't much going on. It was a little bit boring. I enjoyed doing it, but not a whole lot of interesting stuff for you guys to see. So I'm not going to force you to go through that just to get to this episode where we're actually going to continue the main adventure. I hear you. I'm getting to it. So what we're going to do today is, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to our new home. And there she is. Definitely a few hours of work went into this. It's still a work in progress. Most of that stuff I'll do off camera, unless I feel it's important for you guys to see it. But let's give you a tour. And we are greeted, of course, by a pair of filtration machines right next to each other. I might move them to different locations in the base if I don't feel like they're great there, but they're in this front lobby room for now, where I've also set up... Ooh, excuse me. I've also set up our very own battery charger. I've got a radio plugged in. I've finally begun to charge up all of our batteries. I guess at this point, I don't really have very many that are empty right now. I've got this random locker sitting right here for stuff that I have yet to find room for. I guess this is where we'll put stuff before we go through sorting it out. I've actually got a storage room where I'm going to put all of our materials and stuff like that. I'll show you that in a second. I'm going to do something else with this room as well. Right now, this is one of my more undeveloped rooms as far as decorations and functionality goes. But over time, I hope to find a purpose for it. So you enter in this way. You go down this lovely glass corridor. And I'm going to take you guys left first. So this room is a sort of front lounge area. I'm going to put some furniture. And I don't know. I'm going to develop this base as we go, depending on my needs and wants. Because let's face it, this is a very pretty game, so aesthetics are still a big part of it. I want to make sure I, enjoy myself while I'm stuck here. I need to make sure to drink all that water. And I actually have a functioning vending machine here. Which is really cool. Very salty snacks, though, so they kind of drain your hydration when you eat them. And they don't give you a whole lot of food, but it's still a pretty fun and cheap way to get food. All you gotta do is sit here.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Alright, let's fill that up. Because I got plenty of water to, replenish whatever I lose from eating these things, so. There we go. That's decent enough for now, until I can get some more food. I've also got working coffee machine. Because I can't do anything without my cup of joe. My morning cup of joe, and then also my 3 o'clock in the afternoon cup of joe. And hello, keep calm kitty poster. That's adorable. So if you're running in here stressed from work, you just walk in here, first thing you see, kitty. Might help you relax. So first we're going to go left to... This is the more functional side of the base. Here I've got the storage room with various lockers labeled for very specific items. So we've got our titanium, which I'm actually going to put a couple pieces there. There we go. I've got quartz. Put that in there. Then we got copper. So we got raw materials that kind of progressively go towards, I guess, rarity kind of things. So you got salt, magnetite, sulfur. Got some gems. Let's see, we got metals, ion cubes. I have yet to label these guys, except for this is where I'm going to put all the stalker teeth that I collect for the purpose of making enameled glass, that's it. But as we find uses for these lockers, we'll label them and properly place stuff within them. I've also got a fabricator in here, because, why have a fabricator on one side of the base and then have your supplies that you need it for it all the way other? You'd be running back and forth all day. It'd be annoying. And just as I have the fabricator in here, I was able to finally build the modification station. And I actually went ahead and built a couple of items from there. I've already got, as you can see, the thermo blade, a nice red hot knife for cutting stuff even better. I upgraded to the ultra high capacity tank. So now we have 225 seconds worth of oxygen down there. Ooh, I've got some coffee. I also upgraded our fins to ultra glide fins. Just basically gives us a little more speed. And if we go down this ladder, you'll see here I've got a slightly decorated room with a bioreactor in the middle of it. This is why the power level of this base is so high at 1225. It's because I've got not only one of these things, but I've got 2 of them stored here. And I'll get to how I'm going to use them when I get to the other side of the base, which has some really cool features. You can actually see it. I've got a bit of a garden growing out there. And then I've got one more room down below here. This is as far down as I could go. And this is the room that I'm going to place a nuclear reactor for even more power output. Which is awesome because it happens to be close to the uranite locker, just a ladder climb away. So it's a little, besides these nice planter walls, for the most part, they're kind of boring and stuff. But they don't have to be exciting. I'm not going to be spending all my time there. So over here, I've got another lounge area with some great views of, let's see, we got the kelp forest out there. We got another view of the shallows. We got out here as the kelp forest and the shallows kind of transition into the deeper parts of the open grassland. And look, you can actually sit on these benches and stare out and just, take stock of life a little bit. I guess I've got a brain coral sitting there. That's why that's blowing bubbles up there. But it looks really nice, so if I did happen to find some, people to join me here, hopefully we're not the only ones left alive on this on this planet. So, you know, I got more coffee machines, I've got more vending machines, and then I've got a hallway leading to that room. I'll get to there in a minute. First, I'm going to take you downstairs to my personal loft, my bedroom, which has brilliant viewing access to my garden that is still a work in progress. I've got some decorations here. I've got a fully functional bed, which is cool. So, you know, if I'm stuck here at night and I've got not much to do and I don't really want to go out because I can't see anything, I can just sleep and then day will arrive. And then I've got a couple shelving units and an observation platform right here, so I can pretty much view most of the base from this spot alone, and also get some more great views. It's all about you know, balancing work with relaxation, because if you can't relax, then you're eventually going to mess up on what you're doing. So I've got, let's see, some glass hallways going down this way to this room, which is connected to a very similar room up above it, and it actually goes down quite a bit, going down these ladders. The point, climb down, dang it. There we go. I actually go down almost all the way to the seafloor, and what I'm down to another garden, and what I'm going to do with this room is there is an item or a structure called the alien containment. Now, you put these rooms in the center of these multi-purpose rooms, and you can actually stack them on top of each other just like you can the multi-purpose rooms, and connect them so you get one long tube of you know, alien containment devices. You can basically make a giant room central aquarium, and I want to make it really big, really tall, so that I can put a lot of creatures in it potentially, as well as put some nice tall growing plant life and stuff like that. And that'll basically be my sort of biological study area. I'll be able to, you know, analyze the animals of the planet as I collect their eggs and am able to deposit them in there. I'll be able to, you know, but just basically observe and learn. And I believe there's some sort of breeding mechanic. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but like, you breed these creatures, you can get more of them and use them to power up the bioreactors that I've got over there. And then I've got another observatory with some decoration out here, so I can look at the gardens. I like being able to look down and see that. That's just pretty. We're going to collect more plants, of course, and put them in the gardens, and, you know, get this place looking tip-top, but that's just, you know, just time and waiting, so. Let me see. Oh, I also have in this room of the observation of the biological research room, I've got a hatch that leads straight out to the garden, so I can tend it and collect parts. Speaking of, I want to grab as many of these that will fit into my inventory. Ooh, I just realized my base is out of power right now, because I guess it's dark and the only thing powering it right now are solar panels on the roof, and they're not getting any sunlight, so we're out of power. Luckily, the base hasn't shut down yet, but I'm going to bring the creepvine seed clusters down to the bioreactors and fill them up, so then they'll start producing power for us. Hopefully it lasts a while too. Basically, it just keeps us from drowning within our own base, because once the base runs out of power, all the systems shut down, including lights, and so it gets dark, and it gets really hard to breathe. So we want to be able to keep this thing running at night. But hopefully when we get that nuclear reactor down there, I'll be able to plug that thing with some uraninite crystals, which I've already got, I think, one of them stored right here. Yeah, uraninite crystal. I've got some of that stored. I think I need to refine it to use it, but that'll come. You know, I don't need to worry about that right now until I actually get the nuclear reactor. And I'm also might experiment with setting up a geothermal plant that routes power to the base, because that can also be a really good source of continuous power when all else fails. But I think that'll be like the very last power source that I give the base. Down these halls, you'll notice I have constructed moon pools, 2 of them in fact. This one in the back, I'm going to use to store the sea moth. So actually, let's go ahead and grab that. What's cool about the moon pools is not only do you park your vehicles there, but with a couple modifications to it, you can upgrade them, and they'll also charge their power sources from the base power, which is why it looks like the bioreactor is struggling to keep power going. Because you see, I've got the Seamoth draining power to charge its own internal battery. Whoops! Did not mean to fall in. But yeah, recharging batteries is always better than having to, you know, discard old ones and build new ones. So I'm really excited for that. And then this this moon pool room, it's just a moon pool, is reserved for a very specific vehicle, which we're gonna actually work on constructing today. And I think you can guess by the posters what it is. Yes, we're gonna build the prawn suit today. I don't know how far we'll get with like actually constructing its upgrades and stuff like that, nor how much we'll be able to explore in this episode, but we certainly will be able to use it in the next episode when we go and explore some things. The vehicle bay, yeah. I've already moved it over here. I've given it deep water with which to build whatever vehicles it does so that they don't just crash right on the sea floor too hard. So we want to build the prawn suit today, so we need 2 plasteel ingot. That's basically 20 pieces of titanium. We need 2 aerogel, which is constructed by combining ruby with gel sacks, which I've collected a couple of and have actually started planting down below. We need 1 piece of enameled glass, so it's a good thing I've set up storage space for those teeth, and I've already got glass on my inventory. We need 2 diamond and 2 lead. Most of these things I have. The only thing that's really going to take time is gathering the titanium, because building this base took a lot of it, which means my reserves are very low. All right, I've got one. Ooh, I need to find another ruby somewhere. But let's see. Let's go ahead and make what we can. There's aerogel. So yeah, I need 1 more ruby, and I'm trying to think of where I can get some of that ruby. Where could I find ruby? I wonder if there's anything in the data bank that says about that. Geological data, maybe? Ruby, here we go. It says nothing about where I can find it. Let's see. So, I need to find more ruby. What else did I need? So I need 1 more piece of aerogel, so I need 1 more ruby. I've got the enameled glass. I need 2 diamond. Is that right? 2 diamonds, I think. And then, actually, I guess I could check my blueprints to see exactly what I need at any given point. That was beacons, not blueprints. Excuse me. Okay, so I need 2 lead in addition to this, and then I just need 2 plasteel ingots, which... yeah, I'm going to have to do some inventory clearing for a minute. But let's go ahead and get the 2 pieces of lead, which I've got a bunch stored up already. So we need 1 ruby and 20 pieces of titanium before we can build this thing. So let's go ahead and clear out a little bit of our inventory by storing the relevant materials in here. 2 lead, 2 diamond, aerogel, enameled glass. I'm going to keep that on me so that as soon as I find a ruby I can make it. And I've got some extra glass here. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there. Alright, let's see about gathering food first. Then we'll work on gathering some... Get back here, you. Gotcha. Titanium and... ooh, speaking of which, there's some right here. I'm not going to ignore this. And I just realized that the hamsters are still in here, so they're... that's somewhat vibrating, grinding noises. They're running on their wheel. I might move them to the other room in a minute if they keep doing that. So 1 more piece will give me 1 plasteel ingot, and then I just need like 10 more. 10 more pieces of titanium to make another. So let's see, is there titanium here? Oh, that's copper. Copper's fine though. Copper's hard to come by usually, so. Alright, there's the 10th piece. There's an 11th. Now, of course, I'm keeping an eye out for, you know, any pieces of scrap metal, because those yield 4 pieces of titanium, which is nice. I want to get the hologram out of the way. It's just in my face. Oh, here we go. Mother load. Oh, shit, I pissed them off. Run! Fuck off, stalkers. Oh, inventory's full. Let's go back and turn these into titanium. Titanium? Do I have enough to make another? Please tell me I have enough to make another. Yay, I do! That's 2 pieces of titanium. That leaves 1 ruby. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna take our sea moth out and see if we can find more rubies. Apparently rubies can be found in the Grand Reef, which is actually pretty near to us. So that's where we're gonna go. I just need to cross to the other side of the shallows. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to disturb you, but you were swimming under my moon pool. I don't know why this leg of the moon pool won't extend all the way. Maybe because it's just way too far down or something like that, but, you know, maybe take it away or something. I don't know, maybe I'll put a decoration on it, like a light or something. But I believe the Grand Reef is this way? I need to see where the Aurora is to get my bearing. So yeah, the Grand Reef is this way, because it's kind of towards the... like, the stern of the ship kind of points towards it. Alright, these floating pods are a sure sign that you are in the Grand Reef. Alright, so we're looking primarily for rubies, but, you know, we can't be afraid to gather whatever we can while we're down here. First, I want to scan these guys. Anchor pods. And maybe even get some, maybe even... Can I get your seeds? No, I get... Whoa! That's not good. That was... Whew. That creature was a, one of those teleporter guys. They're, the Watchers, I think? Something like that. Ooh, what's this? An interesting looking plant. The membrane tree. Can I collect you? I can! I've got a seed of it. Sweet. Go ahead and grab 2, maybe. Store that in your compartment here. Things that might contain... There's one! Perfect. I don't want to stay... Ow! Hot! 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 See, now that's the reason that I don't want to stay down here too long to explore. That's what the, you know, diving upgrades are for, so that we can explore this place. The warpers. Warpers are what they called, but yeah, he's, they freak me out. That's signs of our wreckage. Nope. We've got our ruby. Let's not be greedy. Greediness kills. Alright, so now we'll take our ruby... our ruby and our gel sack to the fabricator, where we'll be able to make our arrow gel. Then we'll grab the other resources, and we'll have a prawn suit. Oh shit, my base is out of power, so the fabricator won't work. Did you run out already? Wow, you really did. I'll look into a little more efficient ways to use the biogenerators. I might even replace the second one with another nuclear reactor after I build the first one. But alright, so we've got 1 power. It's kind of struggling there. Yeah, I think the fabricator needs at least like 3 power in order to make something. Let's go ahead and grab the other materials though, because we got inventory space for them. Thank you. Alright, let's take our materials up. Build ourselves our prawn suit. Alright guys, you ready for your duties? Let's make the prawn suit.
First, piloting a prawn suit to feel a sense of limitless power. Prawn operators receive weeks of training to counteract this phenomenon. You will have to make do with self.
Woohoo! Let's watch this sink. Whoa, that sinks fast. It doesn't sink all the way. What is making you float here? Is it just because you can only drop so far from the ocean? I don't know.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Woo! We're dropping. Oof. Oh, this is so badass. Some sort of punching action. I wonder what I can do to fish. I can collect them! And punch them. Oh shit, I did not mean to kill you. Let's see. And I've got some jetpack-like function. There we go, I collected the dead boomerang. I didn't want to, you know, just leave it float there. Okay, so I'm guessing it adds it to... Yep. Yeah, so everything that the prawn suit collects, it adds it to its own inventory. That's neat. Scanner room fragment. Really? How did I not notice this before? So I need 2 more pieces to make the scanner room. We got a new thing to add to the base. Alright, well that's enough running around with the prawn suit for now. Let's take it back home and plug it into the base. I can see what the computer lady meant by get a sense of invincibility while driving this thing. It's awesome. I need to figure out a name for her. I did not mean to kill you, I meant to just grab you. Sorry. But yeah, I guess this is the most combative capabilities I've ever had in this game so far. Being able to violently punch things. And it looks like it's very effective at its job. And that, my friends, is the prawn suit. And it looks like we built that just in time because it is break time. Thank you so much for joining me on this latest episode of Subnautica. If you like what you see, please let me know by leaving a like on the video, subscribing to our channel, or telling me so in the comments. I love hearing that you guys like my stuff. I like even better if you guys have any suggestions for things you want to see happen in our videos and stuff like that. Please let me know in the comments below, or even just, you know, shoot the shit with me. I'd love to hear your stories. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Bye now.